Have you ever heard of watermelons exploding? Yes, it seems like a plot twist straight out of a sci-fi movie, but this is a real and puzzling phenomenon that has been reported by many around the globe. Picture this. You're in your garden, enjoying a sunny afternoon when suddenly, your peaceful retreat is interrupted by a burst of red and green. Your watermelon, once a symbol of summertime sweetness, has spontaneously exploded. Now, before you start thinking of watermelons as ticking time bombs, let me reassure you, this isn't your everyday occurrence. It's a rare happening that has baffled fruit enthusiasts and scientists alike. But what's the cause of these fruity fireworks? Is it some bizarre natural occurrence? Or is there a scientific explanation waiting to be uncovered? Well, as surprising as it may seem, there's a science to these explosive fruits. But to understand it, we'll have to delve a little deeper. Yes, you heard right, watermelons can explode. But why does this happen? Stay tuned to find out more. So, what makes a watermelon go boom, you may wonder? Well, let's dive into the fascinating science behind these explosive fruits. It all begins with the watermelon's thirst for water. These juicy fruits are, in fact, over 90% water. Yes, you heard it right, over 90%. But like all good things, too much can be harmful. This is precisely the case with watermelons and their water intake. When watermelons are overwatered or when there's heavy rainfall, they absorb a lot more water than they usually would. Now this may sound harmless, but it sets off a chain reaction inside the fruit. Here's how it works. The cells of the watermelon, like all living cells, are semi-permeable. This means they allow certain substances to pass through them. So when there's an excess of water, the watermelon cells start absorbing it. As they take in more and more water, they begin to expand. But there's a catch. Each cell can only expand so much. Once they reach their limit, they can't handle the pressure and bam, they burst. This bursting of cells occurs throughout the watermelon, leading to what we know as the watermelon explosion. Now, you may ask, what role does heat play in this process? Well, heat accelerates the absorption of water by the cells. As the temperature rises, the cells absorb water faster, expanding at a quicker rate. This fast-paced expansion leads to a quicker bursting of cells, resulting in a faster and more dramatic explosion. It's like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off, with heat acting as the countdown. The hotter it gets, the quicker the countdown, and the sooner the watermelon goes boom. So the combination of excessive water and heat can turn a harmless watermelon into a ticking time bomb. It's a fascinating display of how even the simplest aspects of nature, like water and heat, can result in such dramatic occurrences. Now you might be wondering, what happens when a watermelon explodes? Well, let's paint a picture. Imagine a burst of vibrant green and red, a shower of juicy fragments, and a sweet, sticky mess splattered everywhere. That's the aftermath of an exploding watermelon. It's quite a spectacle, and while it might be a fun science experiment, it's not the best situation if you're fond of your fruit. The explosion can affect other fruits in the vicinity too. The force can knock other produce off their shelves, and the sticky residue can spoil them. It's like a fruit-themed domino effect. But don't worry, it's not a danger to us humans. The explosion doesn't have enough force to cause harm. It's more like an unexpected watermelon party that nobody asked for. So, when it comes down to it, an exploding watermelon is more of a messy inconvenience than a dangerous event. It's all part of the unpredictable and fascinating world of fruits. So, how can we prevent our favorite summer fruit from turning into a fruit grenade? Well, first let's recap what we've learned. We've discovered that watermelons can explode due to over-fermentation, caused by excessive watering and hot temperatures. This process creates gas inside the watermelon, which eventually leads to a fruity detonation. The effects of these explosions can be quite dramatic, from a mess in your garden to the loss of your crop, and even potential harm to anyone nearby. But there's good news. Watermelon explosions can be prevented. It's all about balance. Don't overwater your melons. They need just enough to stay hydrated, not swamped. Additionally, try to keep them cool, especially during those scorching summer days. Look for shaded areas in your garden, or consider using a sunshade. Remember, with the right care, we can enjoy our watermelons without any explosive surprises.